The weather is changing. It's almost Scorpio season. It's really time to bundle up and get cozy with some of those deeper emotions, tapping into your emotional well and seeing if the water is clear in that emotional well, or if it's a little bit murky, if there are some things that need to be cleaned out or refined, or even filtered. Scorpio rules the eighth house, and the eighth house is a very conditional house. In traditional astrology, it's the house of sex, death, and taxes. All of these things are very connective, but they're also energetic in a sense of what are you giving and what are you taking. This could also be restoring balance to some of those conditional relationships and figuring out how to make some of those relationships unconditional. So we're going to take a look at some of the deeper emotions and how to utilize those emotions and transmute them so we can have a deeper transformation. We can make some of these deeper realizations, and we can make longer lasting connective relationships in platonic relationships and romantic relationships, and even in work or business relationships as well. So let's grab a couple of cards here. Ooh, okay, so great. Yes, we have the Two of Swords here. We have the Four of Wands. And we also have the Six of Wands. Okay, so these are all minor arcana here, and these minor arcana are just slight shifts. So some of these shifts are very related to choice. So making better choices in regards to what you have learned in Libra season. What did you learn in Libra season? What kept you balanced and what did not? So making those decisions based on your internal balance and not based on fear or obligation, because the eighth house also deals with obligation, how we handle obligation, and what we expect or obligations that we expect from others. So it's time to start making some choices in regards to your greater balance. And sometimes that means you have to be a little bit logical. The Two of Swords, swords are air. Two is the number of learning. This is a very lesson-based card. So can you logically figure out what is the most logical deduction that you've come to over Libra season? Libra is also air, and the swords represent air. So this is just a big heads up that Libra season was all about restoring your balance. What are those things that made you feel balanced? Make some choices. Start incorporating those aspects back into your life. It'll make things a lot clearer, and it'll help you to build a greater network. So we're talking about network, and we're also talking about foundation when we're talking about the Six of Wands here, and we're talking about the Four of Wands. So this is network and relation. And I think I've mentioned the Six of Wands before in a previous reading, and it's really about who your team is, who you are on board with, who do you feel support from? So finding those aspects of support, finding those aspects of balance, and really going where you're celebrated. I feel like that has been a big theme for 2022, but the lesson has been slowly learned, and now we're coming to Scorpio season, and it is just very, very apparent that we need to make some action in regards to joining with those that support us. The Four of Wands is really interesting because it also deals with our environment. What environments are we connecting with at this point in time? Do we need a change of environment? How can we manufacture or build an environment that is the best environment for us? A lot of the times when we talk about environment, we can also talk about nature itself. So how can we restore some of these practices that can rebalance nature as well? What can get us back to nature, closer to nature? And how can we restore this balance? And that's really about going deep during Scorpio season, getting in touch with your emotions and really validating your own emotions, being like, actually, my emotions are very, very valid, and making some choices based on not only emotion, but also logic. Like, yeah, this makes the most sense in the long term. In order for me to be happy, in order for my environment to remain stable, and in order for me to feel supported. So these are some of the themes that are going to be popping up in Scorpio season, and you can really use your power of choice to transmute and to transform your environment right now. There is going to be a lot of stability towards the end of Scorpio season as well, as long as you are making those logical choices from the information that you have taken in from Libra season. So hopefully this was very helpful. I know it's a short little reading, but hopefully Scorpio season reflects a lot of these changes, and these changes aren't really too surprising. I think that they're necessary, and I also think it's a very karmic time. I know that a lot of people have been going through like a lot of difficulty recently, just through readings and everything. So this is a really, really good omen in regards to things rebalancing based on your personal power and choice. Sorry if that was a little bit run on, but hey, it's Scorpio season. I'm going deep. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Yes, and a big thank you to Random Ritual for having me as usual.